Yo, 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 welcome to the For Collectors channel. Today I got an awesome collector, and we're gonna shoot the chending. I'm talking about the one and only Purple GT. Steve, how's it going?
Welcome to Four Collectors.
Man, was that the Death Star exploding right now?
Holy crap.
How's it going?
What's
Purple
up, bud?
GT22.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. Hey, well, why? How do what's your roots with Atlanta? Your fandom?
That's what everybody asks me. Like my uncle was actually a big Braves and Falcons fan and Hawks fan in like the early '90s. So I used to ride the karate with him. He was a karate instructor, and he would always talk about the Braves, Falcons, Hawks. The Braves is the only thing he could say anything positive about because the Falcons and Hawks suck. But yeah, and I kind of just fell in love with them.
Were those some of the Deion Sanders years?
Yeah, yeah. '91, I think '91 was the first year that I started getting like really pumped up about the Braves. But
Well, I mean, that was a heartbreaking World Series run,
yeah,
right?
yeah. To only win in '95 and then in 2021 was crazy.
All right, buddy. So how's it going, man? Yeah, and you live in Philadelphia, right? In that area,
I live
more or
actually
less.
in Lancaster. It's like an hour from Philly,
Oh, okay.
but I live in like Amish country. So you go out around here, you see people horse and buggies and all kinds of stuff. So
Oh,
especially
really?
especially on Sundays, like Sundays you go out, like church time, man, you'll see nothing but like hundreds of horse and buggies just like up and down the road. And,
Do they all look the same? Are there any custom? Are there like any lowriders, like on Dayton's and the Dingle Balls and anything like that?
they're all the same.
Oh, no customization. Oh man,
They're the
too
most
bad.
boring.
Put some spinner rims on there.
They're the most boring people you ever. Yeah, it's pretty boring, man.
Put a
They don't.
gold
They don't
chain
like
on one of the. Put a gold chain on one of the horses. Be sweet.
it. Yeah, they don't. That'd be or like get some balls and put them in the back of their buggy.
Yeah.
But no, they don't. They're like, and people like really don't like outsiders. They're weird. They'll be nice to you, but you can tell they want to like keep their distance.
Is that how? Are those people that you guys used to mention a long time ago? The what was it?
Amish mafia.
The Amish mafia, Amish mob or mafia?
Yeah, it's not a real thing. They
Oh, I
just
know.
made.
I remember like that was like when I first started on YouTube. There was a bunch of you guys with beards, and you
Yeah,
guys would be the Amish mafia.
we're from Pennsylvania too, so we just like went with it.
Yeah, that was cool. I remember that.
And Dave Archer, Amish Dave Archer, he lives in Minnesota, which I have a lot of Amish too. So yeah, but
Yeah, I don't think I
yeah,
really see Amish people around here.
it's interesting. It's different. Like people that come in here, like it's super relaxing though. It's different than the other parts of the country.
Do they have hybrid horses? Like, are
No,
they are they
no,
trying to be friendly considering the environment? Do they have electric horses? Or
that'd be funny.
yet you can't, right? No electricity, but
Yeah,
trying to be
they lie,
good to the
they lie
environment.
about they lie about that though. A lot of them, like they won't have it in their house, but they'll have it out in their like work shed area or so. But
The little loopholes all in the Amish rules.
yeah,
So
So
what's up, man?
not much, man. I've been wanting to do
How's your PC going?
PC. It's good. I'm all over the place though. I've been, man, like I was really into the Matt Ryan stuff, and then I was like into the Matt Olson stuff. Still into the Matt Olson stuff. And then I started getting into the looking at the vintage football stuff because it doesn't go for what vintage baseball goes for. So
Yeah.
now I'm like hooked on the vintage football stuff. I don't
Really?
know.
How did that get started?
I don't know. It just I started looking at prices randomly, and I'm like, man, a Johnny Unitas rookie's like $500. Like I couldn't believe it, man. It's crazy. Is that Orlando? Is that Orlando? My screen's like this big, so I can't hardly see anything. But
Yeah, vintage football is still cheap.
so
Is there
cheap.
anybody you target in vintage football right now?
I just kind of been going after like the guys that like when I was growing up. Like I did like a report on Johnny Unitas. Um, of course, Joe Namath. I just picked up a 59 Bart Star. I just really love the design of that. It's like a pink background, but you gotta like them cards. Like you gotta like look at a million of them because a lot of the backgrounds they'll be like a magenta, like a dark magenta, and you don't want it. And then their face will be like all like magenta colored. So you gotta like really know what you're look around a lot for the perfect one. So it's been fun
Um,
though.
I got this Frank Gifford. That's a vintage football card.
Was that 60? What was that? I can't. Here's like here's one of the Johnny Unitas 69. This car was like
Oh, that's a nice one.
$25 for a four.
Wow, that's cheap, dude. That's
Yeah. So I was like, man, I'm the grading fee alone. Like I couldn't pass it up.
if I have any other football cards over here.
And then of course I'm doing the Eddie Matthews run too. So
Yeah,
um,
that's sweet, man. I love me some Eddie Matthews. He's like one of the first cards I ever got from vintage when I started buying from this one guy who had vintage that he got from his uncle. Was the 55 Bowman Eddie Matthews.
yeah, that's awesome card. Or the 56.
Yeah, that
I
that
love
play
the
at second base, man. Like, what happened? Where's the ball at? Why is the ball rolling away?
yeah. Yeah, man, it's been having a lot of fun with that, and I'm kind of all over the place.
Yeah, I've been I mean, I've been picking up like I don't know. It's weird. Like I never go to the LCS with like a goal. I
Yeah,
just look around and whatever tickles my fancy. Either what I'm looking for in a price. Like I think I had like $30 or $25. And I just ended up picking up Diesel Tanis. You know,
get that Otani. Still haven't picked that one up yet.
the guy at my LCS when I bought those cars, he had this on the side, and I was like, "Hey, how much are you selling that one for?" He's like, "Oh, you can have it. Juan Soto, keep it." And he
That's
just
sick.
gave me this.
He just hit a home run out tonight for the Yankees.
Yeah, he's doing really good right now, right?
Yeah,
Who else is
yeah,
having a great year? Like Mookie Betts is having a great year, but he doesn't get much attention.
yeah. He's overshadowed by Otani now. Otani's looking good too. I mean, considering uh, I kind of expected him to start off really slow, and uh,
Yeah, Mookie Wilson usually starts off slow, and Otani kind of started off slow, and he picked up really fast
yeah,
though.
yeah. Matt Olson for the Braves has been like the worst hitter on the entire team. Like he can't get, and you could tell he's getting frustrated because,
Oh, is he having a bad start to the season?
oh yeah, he's hitting like 206 right now, I think.
Oh wow. I was collecting him when he was a rookie. I thought he was really good and cheap. Like I guess
Yeah,
there was just other bigger name rookies, man. But I think I got like a couple of autographs and stuff like that I bought when during his rookie years that were cheap. I liked them.
yeah, I've been chasing him down. Like I just picked up his 2010 Bowman Chrome refractor.
Oh, nice. So shiny.
Shiny. Yeah, looks like a little kid in that picture, but yeah, man, I've been all over the place with the that stuff.
Yeah, it's fun though. I've been buying a lot of packs, which I told myself I wouldn't, but I can't stop myself, man. I just keep buying them.
Yeah, I haven't ripped anything since I guess it's a lie. I ripped a box a few months ago, but
What you
I
rip?
do like. It was that. What the heck was it? The Bowman U football.
Oh, okay, yeah, the college one.
Yeah,
I got this Daryl Strawberry jigsaw puzzle.
oh, that's sweet. Is that older?
It hasn't even been open. It's still sealed. I thought it was pretty cool. Got that at the thrift store.
Is that like a older puzzle, or is it like something
Yeah,
newer?
it's Let me see if it has a year on here. But yeah, it's from the '80s. Oh, I got it for $1.99 at the
Can't
thrift
beat
store, and it was originally sold at Thrifty for $5.
that. That puzzle's been passed around.
And I can't see what year the copyright is. Oh well, but yeah, this looks like it's from the '80s. I'll pick that up at the thrift store. Trying to see where my bag is that I had just brought in here from stuff I bought. My wife and everybody's always in here now because this room pretty much belongs to the cats and the kittens. So everybody's in here. I haven't been spending much time in here. I'm looking around. I keep looking around because it's like, ooh, I want to look at stuff.
Oh, your that's all your video said. Was it like organizing the card room today, and there's like stuff stacked away?
Yeah, I had to throw up a bunch of stuff on my desk so I could clear out my sofa because there was nowhere for people to sit in here and they kept knocking stuff off my shelf. So
Yeah.
I made room and put the chair up so it could be forward. So yeah, man, they made a mess in here. The cats are making a mess, man. They're knocking down stuff on the shelves.
Oh, bet. Them cats are evil behind the scenes, man. They look all innocent until you walk away.
Yeah, these cats are cool though. They're really furry. So when we went to go get our dogs shots, we told them, I say we got like a cat that we just picked up from the street. You know, we didn't want to keep him, but now she's having kittens. Like we don't know what to do. And so that lady suggested, oh, you should probably like get the cat an abortion right now. You could do that. We're like, oh well, we don't want to do that. They're all like, well, kittens are very hard to give away. Then because we get so many of them. And then we showed them pictures of the cat, the mom cat, and the lady was like, oh, those are real. They're gonna be really furry. They're all, oh, those will definitely go quick. Like people usually gravitate and grab the cats with the long hair as opposed to short haired cats, I guess. What's up, Gypsy? Come here, Whiskey.
Uh,
I can't let you outside, girl.
yeah, that's cool.
Got my Reindeer Studio shirt on today.
Yeah, I should have put. Man, he got some cool designs on his. I never knew about the shirts till recently.
Yeah, I don't remember how long ago I got this, But it's pretty cool, man. I like it.
Heck yeah. I thought you put on the Mickey ears. You know, Mickey Mantle.
So are you going to the national this year?
Yeah, that's my plan. I'm gonna stay with Brad and Joey Burkett 8. So
Old school guys, huh?
yeah. So are you planning on it at all or?
No, I was planning on it, and I thought I was gonna be able to pull it off, especially because at the beginning of the year, the first week of opening weekend, it rained, at Dodger Stadium. So man, I was working like 12, 15-hour days, and it was a lot of overtime. So I was like, yeah, there it is already. I can buy my plane ticket with just this check easily. Um, but then we got our taxes, and I owe 1,600, and I've never paid before. You know what I mean? So I just didn't see this coming at all. So once they told me, okay, well, I got to pay, I said, well, then I guess I'm not going to the national. That's my national money.
That sucks.
Mike O saying two collectors. What's up, Mike O?
I'm like, oh, what up?
So you said you had some questions for me.
Yeah,
You wanna?
I got call me the reporter here. I'm gonna, so yeah, I don't know. I was just wondering here a couple of videos ago, like I was kind of thinking like who are the nicest players he's ever been around, guys that are kind of like I don't know if you pay attention to that at all, but like different players and
I mean, some of there's actually a lot of nice guys. I mean, like I remember Matt Kemp was super nice. Juan Pierre was super nice. I mean, Jeff Kent was a dick. Uh, Manny Ramirez was super nice to us. Especially a lot of the Spanish players, because they
yeah,
could talk to us in Spanish.
yeah.
So yeah, I think they don't get translators like the Asian guys do.
um, I'll have to skip down here to number 3 already. I wrote down what was the coolest conversation you ever had with a player.
Uh, I gotta say it was with Mickey Hatcher. He wasn't even a player. He was just like some kind of like coach where they just give all players some kind of made up job,
Yeah,
basically. And one day we had at Dodger Stadium. A lot of times we have corporate events, basically where, say, like a sponsor, a bank or whatever, Budweiser, they'll have corporate events there where they bring their employees and they'll have batting practice and stuff like that. So one time we were and and they'll have guys like Mickey Hatcher, old Dodger players show up and sign autographs. They would
yeah,
have like Maury Wills and stuff like that. They'll show up, and we're having one of those. And the whole time we were setting up, like it was over an hour. Mickey Hatcher was just walking next to me, like wherever I was going, getting tools and just talking. But we talked for so long. I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, but the conversation was all over the place.
yeah.
Talking about his '88 World Series runs and his 2 home runs. To at that point right there when that took place, Puig was like super huge. He was like on the cover of the video games. Like he was getting so much attention. He was, you could see images of him all over the stadium. He was just
Yeah,
got
I
a super
remember.
lot of attention. And Mickey Hatcher like was just going off. He's like, why are they spending so much money on this guy? Like he's only been playing a year. Anything could happen. Like he doesn't have a career yet. Like he was just going off. But yeah, that was a great conversation, man. And it was like over an hour, so we talked a lot.
That's awesome. I get I don't know why they're human just like we are, but man, every time I've ever met like a celebrity, I get super kind of like now, man. Like I don't know, nervous, but I'm not used to doing lives and stuff, so I'm
Like
like, oh,
one guy that was super cool was Vladimir Guerrero Sr. When he was on the Angels and he played at Dodger Stadium. This was on a night where he slid it home and he like messed up his elbow or his shoulder. He messed something up like during the play.
yeah,
But back then, the visitors players they would come out of the dugout and walk across the field to get to the bus because the bus would be parked in center field before. So all the players would just like walk in the middle of the field, walk through us, and uh, I was like, this is when I was new at Dodger Stadium, and I was really like starstruck, like, oh my God, it's Vladimir Guerrero, and he was just standing there like in the bullpen. And then he asked me, he's like, ¿Dónde está el camión? Where's the bus? Because you can't really see it. You just got. And I said, oh yeah, por centro. And then and I asked him, hey, puedo tomar una foto? Can I take a picture? And back then, the phones didn't have selfie mode. You know what I mean? Like you had to just go backwards and hope that you got it. And I took the picture, and then it was off. I said, oh, can I do it again? Took it, it was okay. And then he said, yo lo tomo. Like he said, I'll take the picture. And with his long ass arms, the phone was way over there. And man, and he took a couple of pictures, and shook his hand. I thought that was a pretty cool experience there.
that's cool. He's a beast too, man. I'll move on to the next one here, but who was the most fan friendly player that you ever? I don't know if you were looking around and like who's interacts with fans and
Um, I would kind of say this, and I don't know how to put it, but say people like Andre Ethier. He was really good at stopping and signing autographs, and old ladies will give him cookies and biscuits that they brought. And sometimes, and he just seemed like the friendliest guy out there, man. He was super friendly with the fans. But once he get in the dugout in the tunnel, fucking throw those cookies in the trash. Fuck you people, man. Like, and he just go off and be all pissed.
that's great. Hey,
So you know
I
what I
remember,
mean? It's like, well, visually, aesthetically, man, Andre Ethier will go out there, man, and seemed like he just cared the most out of anybody. But then he come in like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I don't know, but that would have to be my answer, I guess.
I was gonna ask you the worst that you've ever, but hey, that could.
The worst man had it was more than likely it was Jeff Kent, and then like Jeff Kent just because who he was, um and one person just because of the situation, and he was struggling so bad and he was getting booed, was Andrew Jones.
Oh yeah, bad.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah, like man, that's one of those things where the guy had a badass, he was a great player, he was a badass player, man. But when he came to the Dodgers, like his heart was not in it no more, man. He just sucked that year. And yeah, so he would hear it from the fan. He's like one of the very few people that our own fans kind of didn't like, but he wasn't like a lifelong Dodger. It was like he was one year. They were booing him all the time.
yeah. I remember when McGriff went there to the Dodgers. It was yeah, he wasn't very good there either.
Yeah, it happens, man. You hear that in sports a lot, like being the right fit. I think
Yeah,
some people don't understand that. Like sometimes a guy is great here, put him over here, and no, he's not that great anymore. He doesn't have that same feeling, I guess.
yeah. I'll just switch it up because I was gonna ask what craziest fan craziest fan incident you ever saw, like fights and or like
Well, one of the most memorable ones, but this actually it wasn't a Dodger game. It was USC versus UCLA. It was like the first time they held this event at Dodger Stadium, and they called it the Dodger Stadium Classic. It was the first year, and it was called the Dodger Stadium Classic.
Yeah.
I don't get it, but they expected to sell like 10,000 tickets, and then there was such a demand. People were coming into the stadium wanting to buy tickets, and then so somebody made the decision where like, yeah, well, let just pay, and let them walk in. So the whole field level eventually got full to where it was getting too crowded. So they opened up the pavilions, and the pavilions are like the ones behind the home, behind center, left, and or the home run section basically. So they opened that, and everybody went over there, and then that got full. So they opened up the next level, the low. So I mean, it was just way bigger than they thought, man. It was like nothing but UCLA and USC fans there. And so in the pavilion, so what ended up happening, there wasn't cops assigned to the pavilion. So there was like no cops in the pavilion, man. And
Um,
we were at that time, we're like right on the side of the pavilion, and we had just finished dragging the field, and we're walking back to our locker room. So as we're walking back to our locker room, there's just a big fight in the bathroom, and this big old dude, he was fighting three guys. This guy, the big dude, had USC gear on, and the other three guys had UCLA gear on. And man, they had that dude, and eventually, like he was fighting pretty good, but eventually, it's just too many of them. They're coming from the back, and then boom, he fell to the ground, and he kind of like knocked out. And then the UCLA guys are all like, "That's right, go to sleep, go to sleep." And then the guy starts getting up, and then they start kicking him in the head. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. And he would like seem like he'd knock out, and then they'll be like, yeah, yeah, all celebrating. And then the guy starts getting up, and they'll start kicking him in the head again. Go to sleep, stay down, go to sleep. Like, that's just something that between us and the grounds crew, every time we see something, we always say that, go to sleep, go to sleep.
that's crazy.
Yeah, but there
Kill.
was no security guards. They didn't even have food. The bathrooms were closed. Like, it was pretty wild. It was so unprepared.
Yeah, I remember I went to a game, Philadelphia Eagles and Dallas Cowboys Monday night game one year. I was like a little kid, and I went into the bathroom, man, and like Cowboys or the Eagles fans were just ganging up on the Cowboys fans, slamming their heads into the the toilets, and oh my god, man, it was nuts. But,
Yeah, I mean, as a kid, we used to go to a lot of. I don't know if you familiar with Mickey Thompson's, but Mickey Thompson's off road, they would have races all the time, and we used to go to a lot of them at the Coliseum and in Anaheim. But like those off road events and monster truck jams and stuff like that,
yeah,
there's a lot of fights. Those have a lot of fights always. I don't know why.
I went to one time, and everybody was just completely trash. Like I think I was one of the most sober people there, and I had a few in me too. But yeah, I don't know what it was about that. But like some redneck. I feel like a reporter here. I don't know how good a job I'm doing with it. Hey, what's the best, the worst experience working for the Dodgers? Example like weather, heat. I don't know.
The worst one was, I think, well, there could be a couple for different reasons. One
Yeah,
time, it was a preseason game. We were playing the Angels. Like we always have three preseason games against the Angels, like two at Dodger Stadium and one in Anaheim, before kicking off, you know, uh, opening day. And in the warning track, this is when they first added all the new stuff to Dodger Stadium. Like Dodger Stadium used to have a lot. It used to be, it was called the Pitchers Park because it was so wide. It had so much foul ball room. most foul balls would get caught and they were out, so like it favored the pitchers. But now they put that all the seats all the way close to the field, so that room is gone. But all that stuff underneath is where they built the new clubhouses and extended the dugouts and put weight rooms in and batting cages in. So when they did that, apparently, so when the first game started, there was something coming out of the warning track, and so the warning track just started like water pumping out, and they were showing it on TV. And then our boss called us, and we all went over there. There was nothing we could do; it's just water just coming
Yeah.
out of and it was from the sewer, and it was basically poo-poo water. So we're all just pretty much standing around in poo-poo water, like, what are we supposed to do? Like, the only cool thing about that is, like, yeah, it was like poo-poo water, but it was real shallow, and we had just gotten these brand new shoes that they gave us, but our boss said, like, he can't make us wear those anymore because it was in feces. And it was just like the bottom of our shoes, so he ended up getting us another pair of new ones, so that was cool. But yeah, man, we had poo-poo water and they just canceled the game, because it was preseason anyways. But yeah, I had poo-poo coming out of there. We've had blackouts during the game, like where we just lost total power. And one time, man, we were playing the Angels, and when Albert Pujols was on the Angels, and this is when the Dodgers, man, they were like ahead of the league towards the end of the year with like, by like 20 wins. Like they were gonna be in the playoffs regardless. So they were just like, hey, we'll cancel the game, we'll forfeit, we give you guys a win. But the Angels manager has to agree, and he said, no, I gotta give Albert Pujols another at bat. He's like, I have to give him another at bat. There's nothing I can do about it. So we waited, man, like forever in the pitch black dark till they finally got the lights back on.
Oh, so what's up, Henry? My phone is like double right now, so I don't know why there's two screens there.
Hey, he's asking if I cleaned my pool, and yeah, I cleaned my pool. And then once I cleaned it, we had a party, and I've never touched it again. And it's back to the same state it was the first time I had to clean it. Like I had to drain it and pressure wash the walls.
So doesn't that get green pretty quick?
Yeah, if you don't have if you just fall off the routine, if you keep on your routine of the chlorine and shock and all that stuff, you're fine. But I mean, don't you don't take care of that for a week or two. Once that algae starts, it can be difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, I missed the Pepino. Well, you did a few videos with pools.
Yeah, the one that got me banned from YouTube for a month.
Which one was that?
Yeah, like I got naked. I don't know if I was totally naked, and I ran and I jumped in the pool, but I did it at an angle just like you see in the movies. You know what I mean, where you don't see anything.
Yeah.
So I mean, you couldn't see anything, and it was far. Like I put the camera way over here, and I jumped in way over there, but I titled it, "This care package made me jump in the pool naked."
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So then I remember right away, I got a text from like Nate. I got a text from a few people that told me, hey, you need to change that title or else you're going to get flagged, And then I said, oh, really? And by the time I went back to YouTube, I already got like flagged. I got, oh, this is going to be under review and all this. And then like a couple days later, I got like the review that I got banned. Had like a 30-day ban, which really sucked.
Yeah, the funniest, I remember one time I was sitting there and Heather was sleeping, and you've woken her up many times. Not, it's my fault, but, and I'd be sitting there and the one you were in the car and you're like, put the nose or the clown nose on, you're like, hey, fuck you, laying on the horn. Oh my God, that was great. But,
yeah, I remember that video because I think that's the one where I got my 84 Donruss set out.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that was cool. Where like when I said "F you," if you don't like my driving, stay off the curb.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, man, I used to have fun making videos back in the days, but back then my house was like on a big lot, and I could go in my backyard and nobody could see me. Well, nobody could really see me right here, but I don't know, it's just different. I felt like over there I could be as loud as I want, like I don't know. I guess once I moved here, I wanted to be seen as more mature by my neighbors and not that
Yeah.
guy, honking his horn and playing the drums and making all kinds of noise. Like
Oh,
every time I be on my roof, like every once in a while, I make a video on my roof, and then you can see people coming out and just staring at you because you're up there talking, making noise, and they come out of
yeah.
the house, see like who the hell's what's that sound coming from? And I'm
Yeah.
sitting on my roof drinking a beer with my wrestling mask on, and they're just staring at me like, is that guy okay? Is he gonna jump?
Yeah. We had an abandoned when I first got on YouTube. We had an abandoned like the people above us in the apartments. Like they like completely trashed the place, and it took forever to clean it up. I'd make videos like 2 or 3 in the morning, just screaming and stupid stuff like. Uh, see comments, but I can't.
Hi humans, I come in peace. That's Tito the alien.
So, have you had any experiences with Otani yet?
No, I mean, I high five them. That's
Part of the
yeah, like I'll go in the dugout under the tunnel, and so when they're coming out, they come out. They're just high fiving everybody, the trainers, the bat boys, and we're just there. So I'll get a high five in. But no, he says hi every time I see him, and he passes by. You always kind of like that awkward, like he's
yeah,
bowing down and saying hi at the same time. Um, but actually, when he was on the Angels, and I had going to work early, I had a moment with him where I was alone with him in the tunnel, and I had a pack of cards with him on the cover, and I had my pen. I told myself I'm gonna ask him for his autograph. I'm gonna ask him for his autograph, and I waited on the visitors tunnel because I already knew the schedule. So he was
yeah,
gonna go out there and like he was gonna do it like a short, long toss, because of his elbow. Like that's just what they were gonna do. So he was going to be there, and I said, okay, when he's done, he's going to go back to the clubhouse. So I got in the tunnel between the clubhouse and the dugout, and he went in there, and then like when he went in there, he kind of stood a little bit in front of me, took off his hat, and he fixed up his hair, and then he just looked at me like, hey, hi, and I was right there, and I froze, man. I couldn't ask him for it, and it
man,
was a perfect opportunity, you
yeah.
know, and I blew it.
So if they see like that you're asking for players' autographs, do they like? Do you pretty much get canned or?
Yeah, I mean, my boss, like the head groundskeeper, my boss, he doesn't care too much about it, but he has to enforce it. And if a big head sees it, that yeah, that's totally against the rules.
Yeah, yeah. I can see.
Yeah,
That
there's
was
been a few people, man, people who worked there like 30 years, 35 years. They ask a player for an autograph, and boom, canned.
that's crazy. I get it though, because I mean, gotta be professional, I guess. But
I remember my very first year that I was going to work, then we had to go to orientation. And so it was an orientation, and everybody there was like, this is their first year. It was it was an orientation, and then and so there's a bunch of people in security, a bunch of this, and then the security guards are all like, hell yeah, I'm gonna get everybody's autograph, man. We're gonna like thinking they're just gonna be around the players all the time. And then when everything started, and the teacher asked if anybody had any questions, a couple of security guards raised their hands, and they're like, hey, can we ask the players for autograph? And then he's like, no, nobody can, that, and like everybody kind of like, oh man, forget this.
yeah,
Like a lot of people would just thought like, they could get
So
in and start getting autographs. And some people had second thoughts when they told them, no, you can't even talk to the players unless they ask you something.
that's pretty like um, physical job, isn't it?
The what part?
Just in general, like when you're like if it's raining outside and you gotta running all over the place to like put a tarp on the field
Yeah,
and
dude, that's a lot of people don't understand how hard that is, how heavy it is. Like we had rain, the tarp, like when it's dry, when it's clean,
it's
like
fine.
five guys could do it, because it's so light, and then the wind will help you out and everything. But when there's 1,000 pounds, of water on top of it,
Yeah,
that thing is heavy. And the thing is that groundskeepers, like my boss, he's always constantly looking at the weather. So, he'll see a cell. It could be 20 miles away, heading kind of our way. And he'll keep his eye on it. And then once he sees it's going to go right over us, like he'll tell the umpire, hey, there's a cell coming right now. We need to tarp it. But that cell, say, is like 5 minutes away or something, but it's coming. The
yeah,
umpire will look in the sky and see nothing there. He's like, nah, we're going to keep playing until it starts raining. But then once that cell gets over us and it starts pouring, it's like too late. You know what I
yeah,
mean? The tarp doesn't move as easy. It starts getting wet. Like when the tarp is completely dry, the first time you put it out, it floats on the grass. But once it gets wet or the grass is wet, like the friction just sticks to it. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And it's like you're pulling, like it's pretty heavy, man. Like every time it
yeah.
rains overnight, the first thing we do is squeegee it. We'll have like 20 guys with a bunch of squeegees, and we squeegee all the water off to make it as light as possible. Not only that, a lot of times the parts of the tarp will rip, because it's so heavy and just pulling on it, the
Yeah.
parts will rip.
Yeah, I've seen that thing blow around already on there. Like, oh man, it looks rough.
Yeah, one of the times that when we played the Giants, uh, they didn't want to call it, and my boss is telling me it's gonna rain for like about 4 hours straight, and they were like, okay, we'll just postpone it 4 hours. They don't. We were playing the Giants, and the Giants did not want to postpone it. Like they didn't want to have a double header the next day, so
Yeah,
they were like, no, we'll just wait it out. And so we waited it out, and when when it first started raining, and we were tarping it, and once we put the tarp down, like I stood like in the middle of the tarp, and I looked up in the sky like while it was raining, going like this. And I came out on the cover of the LA Times, like
oh,
rain in Southern California, and I had my picture standing in the middle of the tarp.
didn't you show that before?
No, I never got a copy of it. I mean, I
Really?
had copies of it, but I lost them or I gave them away. I don't have any of them.
How long ago was that? Like, do you think you'd be able to find the picture online?
I don't know. It was a long time ago. It was like when I first started there.
Yeah,
Oh no, we might have been playing the Cubs. That the day of the picture. I think it was the Cubs.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
man, it's super. We're constantly putting out 50-pound bags. So you're running. We have calcine clay, which goes on top of the dirt. That's what makes it so it doesn't stick to your feet. So
Yeah,
between innings, man, you guys probably never see it, but between innings, like every inning, everybody runs out there with a 50-pound bag, throw it on the dirt, and then spread it with the rakes as quick as we can. We got to do it under that minute and 45 seconds, whatever that's, between innings, there's always that clock that we know, like, what time they're coming back on TV. Like, we got to be out of there.
that's crazy. I was always curious about that, like how that everything worked out, but I knew it had to be
Yeah,
good.
man. And then I think we're the only stadium that doesn't keep the tarp on their field. Like every field you'll see the tarp on the side. We're the only ones that don't have it on the field.
Oh, that's crazy.
which we used to. It's just like when once we got through ownership, that's their their vibe they want to give out. Like, oh, we don't need a tarp out here in Southern California.
Yeah. You ever see Magic around at all, or?
Yeah, when before we moved rooms, he used to exit. He used to leave the game during the seventh inning stretch every game. Uh, and he would walk right by our room and he'd just, hey, say hi. A lot of times he'd be with his family walking out. But every day, every night, like we'd see him leave. He would walk by our room and, get a good glimpse on him. And he'd say hi, step in there real quick sometimes. Hey, man, thanks. Appreciate what you guys do.
That's cool. So he really is like a cool dude, like a genuine dude.
Yeah, as far as I've seen, he's a cool dude. I never heard anything really too bad about him. I mean, I remember when I first started, like with a lot of the older heads, a lot of people had bad stories about Tommy Lasorda. Like that guy
Oh yeah.
would throw some tantrums at people. Yeah.
The He always reminded me like a grouchy dude. Like I don't know.
Well, yeah. In the back of his rookie baseball card, it talks about how he was a boxer in the army. So and he was like one of the best boxers, and he was like a champion. So that was kind of like one of the key reasons the Dodgers got Tommy was he was kind of like an enforcer kind of guy. He's the guy you go in there, he would throw at people, and he wasn't afraid to fight anybody.
That's great. Yeah, I was just pretty much, man. I should have wrote down more, but hey, wasn't nothing.
So how's the Matt Ryan collection coming, man? You get some sweet pickups.
Good. It's man. I tell you what. What's cool about now is like, especially like the Matt Olson collection too. Matt Ryan is kind of going back up a little bit. Like not a lot, but his stuff's going back up. But the cool thing about Matt Olson being in a slump is his cards don't go for nothing. So I can like stock up on them quick and
Yeah, that was kind of the trend. I remember last year when Mookie Wilson was going through like a real bad slump, man. His cards were like practically being given away, man. I was like, they ain't gonna last forever.
yeah, like this 2010 one, 2010 refractor was like under $20. I was like, okay. Normally it was like 60, $70 like last year. So,
Yeah, that boom was crazy. Do you have any cards that like really exploded during the boom?
um, got a few. Like obviously Kobe died in what 21? Was it 21? No, Kobe died before COVID, didn't he?
Yeah, or
2020.
or right around COVID, I think.
It was right after. I think it was like January. Was it January? Somewhere around there. But yeah, I got a bunch of Kobe's that are that I could have sold that I didn't. Like his what rookie was that? Or Topps rookie. I have it in a 10. Um, I have a few game used cards of Kobe.
Like I have this Sage Kobe autograph right here.
Uh,
Sage was like one of those brands that nobody cared for it or liked or anything, and was always cheap. I mean, they would have some good player autographs, but nobody cared about the Sage because it was like not desirable, I guess.
it was a
But
lower end.
this card, when I bought it, like it was going for 75, $50. I bought it for like $50. That's kind of what it was going for, 80, 100. And during the boom, like this card was up to like the 3,000s. You know what I mean? And it's gone way down. It's gone way down. Like at its peak, it was selling for like 3,000. But I think the last time somebody told me they looked it up and it was like $120 or something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But like it's crazy how much the prices fluctuated during the boom. Like it was amazing. Never seen anything like it, and I don't know if we ever will again.
No. And then the whole thing of it is like I had a Kobe Bryant Spectra gold patch autograph to 10. I sold it literally like 3 weeks before Kobe died, and Spectra was like one of them higher end products. And I sold it because my mom, when she was really sick at the end, like her liver cancer went to her liver, so like her brain, like she couldn't remember like to pay bills on time and stuff. And then she passed away, and we're like, oh my god, we got to pay these bills. So I just started selling like random cards that were, you know, if I would have waited like another month, oh my god, that card would have been like thousands. So
Yeah, man, it was crazy. Like I remember when COVID just first happened, when the shutdowns happened,
yeah,
everybody was like, "Oh, cars are gonna crash," like cars are cheap, like, and there was people making videos buying cards and talking about how cheap cards are right now,
or
then
the other
the and then the those checks came in. What were they called?
them
Those
stimulus,
stimulus checks came in, and
boom.
everything started skyrocketing, like free money, free cards. People started overpaying. When that's free money, it's easy to overpay.
Yeah, definitely. When you told that story with the Target story, I was just, my god, that brought back the people like huge lines out the
Yeah,
outside.
I was watching a video. I forgot some guy. He made a video talking about at Target, and then that memory came into my
I know
head.
what you're talking about. Was he the one that was out of breath?
He was like an older guy.
Yeah, like out of breath. He was
Yeah,
like yelling at these dudes, these
yeah,
flippers.
yeah. So
Breathing.
that memory just came into my head. Like first the line, because I remember like I was going to every Target, just trying to look for the product, and I kept striking out everywhere. And then I stopped at Taco Bell, and then this was like there's probably two more by my house. This is like one of the last ones left, but everywhere was empty. And I remember when I got there and I saw that line outside, and I was like, "What is this?" Because it was during still kind of COVID active.
Yeah,
I thought it was one of those lines to pick up your stuff, pre-order or whatever. Like I just didn't know. And so walked in there, and then I saw the cards, and then I went over there, and they told me, "Oh, you got to wait in line." And I was like, "Oh, screw this!" And then I went to the bathroom. And while I was in the bathroom, I was texting with people like, "Man, there's a long ass line at Target for cards. It's crazy. I've never seen anything like this." And somebody, I think it was like Bowman's Adventures 53 Adventure guy. I think he was the one that said like, "Hey, why don't you go over there and interview people, find out like what they're buying, find out what everybody's doing there, like what they think of the rules." And so that was kind of my idea. Like they kind of talked me into it. I said, "Okay, I'm gonna do that." So that's when I went and get in line. But then I chickened out. I didn't want to pull out my phone. But then
yeah.
but then those guys came out with bags that you could just tell they had all kinds of stuff. But yeah, man, and that was kind of like one of the last thoughts that came into my head. I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember when I went to the restroom, that guy next to me, like I went in there, it was no toilet paper. So I go to the next stall, and it just has a little thin like white, on the cardboard. And I used up all the toilet paper, and then I left. And so I wonder what happened to that guy. I'm sure he probably walked to my other stall, with his muddy crack, trying to see if there was toilet paper over there, but there wasn't going to be any. So I wonder if did he yell for help, like, "Hey," or I don't know what happened. Did he use his
Oh,
shirt?
I paid for this. I would have. The boxer shorts would have been like, see ya. Hey,
I would have
got
just washed my butt in the sink. I would have just gone up there on the sink and splashed it on me. I don't care who walks in.
they had.
Mexican bidet, splashing water with my hand on there.
Oh, one card I was thinking about was, remember the LeBron Topps card that where he's throwing the powder in the air.
Yeah,
I didn't even have it in a top loader, and I was going through cards one time and just looking them up because I was like, well, let me sell some things that I don't collect to get some stuff that I collect. And I went online, and it was like 175 bucks. This card wasn't worth
yeah.
$3. I
Yeah,
clicked listen,
that
and like within 10 minutes, it was gone. I was like, this is crazy. That's when I knew like things were just absolutely nuts. Cause
I hear a kitty crying. I don't see it. Where are you at, kitty? Let you out. Come in here.
what's
Come
up,
on.
Zach? I keep seeing things pop up in messages, but
Whiskey, get in here. Make sure all three kids are in here. Oh, yeah, yeah. Come on, get in here. Oh, my wife was in here, huh? She must have let her out.
what's that?
I think my wife came and probably opened the door, and I didn't notice. All right, Steve, you got anything else, man?
No, man, that's pretty much it. I'm sure something will come to me later, but hey, I have your number. You know, I was super nervous though getting on here because I don't know.
Nothing to be nervous about, man.
I got on with Zach's Sports Cars and Collectibles the other night, man. I was super uptight. Like I was like, had my hands were sweating, and right when I got on here too, I was
did you see how I got this uncut sheet?
yeah, that's sweet. What is that? The 89 or 90?
89. It's like you got all these rookies, man.
That's sweet. Is Griffey on there? Oh,
Yeah,
Griffey's on there. Oh, that's awesome.
I got this for like 10, 15 bucks. It's one of those
Wow,
things where I saw it and I said, and I knew this guy wasn't like a flipper. He doesn't try to ask for outrageous prices. And I said, I'm not going to pay more than 10 bucks for that, you know. And I asked, like, hey, how much for that? You said 15. And I said, okay. You know, wasn't going to
that's,
argue with that. I thought this was pretty sweet.
that's definitely fair for that. For that,
Yeah, I got to find a way to put it up. Everybody kept saying, yeah, you need to frame that up and hang it up. I was like, well, I got other uncut sheets, and they're just there with pinball, you know,
yeah,
pins holding pinned up to the wall.
that's what I do. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't know where I've done a lot of pickups, man. I've been going to this every time I get a Dodger check, like I give half of it to Uncle Sam now, you know, for my taxes. I put it on the side, and I'll go buy some cards. And man, I bought a lot of stuff, but they're in different piles everywhere. I haven't made videos.
I was wondering why the video slowed down. Like I saw your the chick through the drive-through, like knew who you were, and like
Right? Yeah. Yeah, it's mainly because of the cats. Like I don't want to make noise. I don't want to be, but I guess I
yeah,
should just make my videos. I made a video today in the living room in the on the kitchen. I thought that one was a pretty good idea. Uh, you know, Eddie's Cardboard Chaos, he's having a video response where he wants you to show like 5 cards, like 5 people, and for us to guess what do they have in common. You know, so I did a video response for that. Thought I came up with a pretty good idea.
that's cool. Yeah, your video responses are always entertaining too. So.
Yeah. All right, man.
All right, Caesar.
Gotta go talk to the
Good.
wife. All right, man. Thanks for joining me, man.
Yeah,
This was
man. Thanks
fun.
for letting
Oh
me
man,
on
you
here.
know what? Let's hold on for 50 more seconds so it could be exactly an hour.
Or yeah,
So how's your car doing?
my what?
You still have your car?
Oh yeah, good.
You ever take it off any sweet jumps?
Not sweet jumps, just a quarter mile.
Oh yeah, you take you full throttle it quarter mile?
Yeah, a couple times.
Nice. I used to have I think it was a 66 or 69 Thunderbird, like in Thelma and Louise, and they had a 390 engine. I had like the best rear axle and stuff. Man, that thing, I could be on the street driving like 40 miles an hour and punch it, and it would burn out, while I was driving.
390s were awesome engines too.
Yeah, my kids used to love that car. Anytime we were on the freeway and there was a lot of space between me and the car in front of me, they always say, "That's a lot of highway in the front," and I would just punch it till I get right behind the next car. They used to love to do that. Like every time they say, "That's a lot of highway in front of you," and I would just punch it every time until I got to the car in front of me.
That was awesome.
Okay, Steve.
All right.
It's
All
fun
right.
talking to you.
Fun talking.
All right,
And
man. Thanks for joining.
yeah, I'll talk to you
Peace.
soon.